Finally, nice and warm out here again. You know, nice, beautiful, warm 20s versus the teens we've been in. Let them on out. All right. Anyway, so figured we put some more information down on what's going on with the egg crisis. What's going on with Feedgate, guys? As I said in my last video, it's not the Producer's Pride mix or layer feed. As you know, it's what I feed my girls, and we've had no issues. Now again, I know my girls are first year layers, so I shouldn't expect any issues, but the Producer's Pride was putting something in the feed intentionally, you know, because there are some claims that saying they're specifically adding a chemical or something to the food to cause chickens to stop laying eggs. Can't be true. My chickens lay eggs. Plenty of people I know who use Producer's Pride layer feed still getting eggs, so that's not it. But we're going to answer the question, what is causing the egg issues today? So stick with us. You're not going to want to miss this. I've been doing a lot of information, searching, talking with people, reading articles, and so let's get into it. Break real quick, and so the articles I'm mentioning, all the news articles, you put in a quick Google search of Producer's Pride feed stopping eggs, and you're gonna get a list of, I pulled up most of those, and so we've got, let's see, this is NWOreport.me, prepareforchange.net, Gateway Pundit, Survive the News, NutriTruth.org. Okay, so that's one, two, three, four, five right there. 5 different ones. If you start reading through it, claim the popular Tractor Supply chain of farm stores has reportedly reformulated its Producer's Pride chicken feed, causing hens that eat it to no longer produce eggs. Multiple online sources, many of them hen farmers, say that ever since Tractor Supply changed the Producer's Pride formulation, their birds have gone desolate. This could be a reduction in the amount of protein contained in the feed, or it could be caused by other factors such as aflatoxin contamination. Mike Adams has committed to acquiring and testing TSC feed products in his food science lab and sharing the results publicly, whatever they show. Tests to be conducted will include aflatoxins, heavy metals, glyphosate, and a full slate of microbiology, including E. coli, salmonella, yeast, and mold. It is wintertime, which means birds are exposed to less sunlight and thus naturally produce fewer eggs. However, farmers say that the drop-off in egg production is so dramatic this year that many hens are producing no eggs at all compared to just a reduction in eggs. All of this happening at a time when inflation is off the charts and eggs are in short supply, supposedly due to avian flu. Egg prices have increased from average of $1.71 per dozen 18 months ago to more than $7 a dozen today. This, coupled with the avian flu psyop and now the Tractor Supply Feedgate issue, has created an egg crisis with no end in sight. That was the NWO report, and if you go, so I'm going to switch over to Prepare for Change. Now that literally cuts off with the egg prices, and then that other one ended versus not all hen layers feeds to be seem infected, and a quote to the Gateway Pundit, right, which is, you know, the other article. So I'm assuming Gateway Pundit was one of the first ones to break this, and then everybody else has been copy pasting it from them. So here, let me jump over to Gateway Pundit and scroll down to where we are, because it's literally the same article. Not all hen layer feeds seem to be affected, and a quote to Gateway Pundit spokeswoman for Nature's Best Organics feed, Courtney Price, said there have been absolutely no changes to our premium feed formulas, and that they have not heard any customer criticisms or complaints on their non-GMO chicken feed products. Price continued, we pride ourselves here at Creamer Feed on premium nutrition for animals nationwide, and all the products in our organic non-GMO brand, Nature's Best Organic Feeds line, is no exception. The U.S. poultry feed market is a $5 billion per year market. Two of the most popular chicken feeds available for and marketed to backyard chickens, Homesteaders Are Producers Pride, owned by the Tractor Supply Corporation, and the Do More brand, owned by Purina, which is actually false. Producers Pride and Do More are both owned by Purina. Tractor Supply does not produce their own feed. I have confirmed this with Tractor Supply employees. And like I said, with some previous Purina experience, and there's even a video out. I don't know that I'll be able to find it again, but if you look it up on, I think it originated TikTok, but Purina themselves does confirm that they do produce Producers Pride and Do More brands, amongst others. Right, Purina is the one we're angry at, not Tractor Supply, at least not for this. Anyway, continuing on with the article. These two layer feeds seem to be the primary brands mentioned by those experiencing chicken flocks who suddenly stop laying eggs. Blah, blah, blah. You can go on to read this. It really starts just talking about the other shady aspects of Tractor Supply, and we can go into a whole other video if you're interested, but I'm going to try and keep this one focused on the egg issue, as this is going to be longer than I wanted already, so I'm going to try not to read. But anyway, and just kind of the article spins off on this social credit, ESG aspect, and weird connections of TSC, and then doesn't even finish continuing on with any information pertinent to the eggs. But you can go to the Gateway Pundit, you can go to NWO Report, Prepare for Change, Survive the News, NutriTruth, and if you read these articles, they're all pretty much copy-paste, with a couple of the pages putting their own little add-ons to it, or slightly modifying wording, but it's essentially all the same copy and paste. No real information, no factual basis, nothing to go on. Links will be in the description, but I wanted to get the article to you so you understand what I'm talking about and where I'm coming up with this information. So back outside, continue on. Alright, let's open the door. Let's see. Alright. What we got this morning? 4. That's what we had yesterday morning. Oh, fresh, still warm. That's the best part. You can't get no egg fresher than one still warm. Oh, 2 still warm. We must have just laid these before we opened the door. Alright. 4 eggs this morning. Should have at least 2 more tonight. Got a couple of birds that a couple of girls like to lay in the morning. The rest of them like to seem to lay somewhere mid-afternoon. Anyway, you can see them eating away. Now, disclaimer. Producer's Pride is only a 16% layer feed, okay? If you do some looking up, some investigating, you'll discover chickens need between 15, well, it's like 15 to 18% is the recommended protein percent for egg laying, with the minimum being 15. So 16% protein is just above that lower threshold. Now you add in the crazy winter conditions we've had with the ups and downs in temperatures, And 16% protein is not enough protein to produce eggs on a consistent basis. I can guarantee you, if all you're feeding your chickens is pellet feed, then you're probably going to see some issues. You shouldn't, like... I feel like a lot of people fail to understand about your bag feeds, okay? And this goes for any bag feed. I don't care if you're buying the cheapest Producer's Pride or the most expensive non-GMO, organic, local made, whatever feed you can find. None of those feeds are meant to be full dietary supplements, okay? Bag feed is baseline nutritional requirements for an animal to survive. And I can speak with knowledge on that. I went to Penna Career Center as high school. You can look it up. It is a vocational school, high school alteration, and I took animal science, small animal care, where we learned animal husbandry for common farm animals, common pets. We worked with Pet Supplies Plus. We trained their birds. We did surgeries, performed spays and neuters on dogs and cats in class, and we went over food certification and nutrient information, and I'm actually Purina certified. So Producer's Pride, being a Purina brand, I feel like I can speak on it to some degree. Like I said, actually here, let's go over here to this fire where it's warmer. Stay nice and warm by this nice winter fire. Ugh. Sit in my nice little chair right here. But yeah, so bag feed, all that pellet feed, I don't care if it's chicken feed, cow feed, rabbit feed, dog feed, you know, it's all base nutrients. It's bare minimum anyway, as is. And if you want happy, healthy animals that are going to take care of you, you got to take care of them. And that starts with nutrition. I've said this since the start of my channel. I believe this for animals. I believe it for plants. The food that we get out is only as good as the quality of nutrition, love, and time we put in. So if you're only feeding your chickens layer pellets, then, well, don't expect them to give you an egg every day. You know, if you're not going to go above and beyond for them, why should they go above and beyond for you? And that being said, like I said, Producer's Pride is only 16%, and it, you know, it's cheap food. And as I've talked with some people from Tractor Supply, you know, they're having meetings about it. They're talking about it. Obviously, this stuff's starting to affect them. But as they pointed out, everyone's sitting here talking shit about Tractor Supply, blaming Tractor Supply Company. Oh, you shouldn't shop at Tractor Supply Company. When really, your beef is with Purina. Purina produces Purina brand, Do More brand, Producer's Pride brand, amongst several others. And if anyone's changing formulas or reducing the quality of ingredients, it's Purina. So Purina's who your beef is with. Purina's the one, if anybody, if it is directly a feed issue, feed quality has gone down. But I've been trying to go through the articles online, and if you actually start reading them, you realize there's really only like one article being circulated around like 10 different news outlets, all saying the same thing. It's literally a copy-paste news article that started off who knows where, which one was the original, and then all the news outlets that I've read have just copy-pasted that same article and reuse the information. So There is word that Mike Adams, food scientist, is taking a bag of Producer's Pride. He's going to test it in his food lab, and there's supposed to be results given out publicly. If and when that information is released and I come across it, I will share that with you guys. But yeah, to sum it all up, what's causing your egg problems is most likely either A, low quality feed, and you're not supplementing your chickens with enough other food, enough other protein, vitamins, minerals, calcium, etc. for them to handle this harsh winter and produce you eggs every day. It could just be the harsh winters in general and be nothing with the feed. This winter for a lot of the United States has been fluctuations between above average highs, record-setting highs to record-setting lows, all winter, up, down. So that can affect your chicken's egg production. A lot of people got chickens during the pandemic, and you know, last winter your chickens were producing like mine because they were first-year layers, and now that they're 2 years old, their natural cycle is to stop producing so many eggs in the winter. Again, low feed, low sunlight, harsh winter temperatures and conditions might equal 0 eggs. Wait till spring, see if it pops up. A lot of claims that Producer's Pride changed their formula. Despite all the attempts at finding the research information to back this up, I came across nothing saying that Producer's Pride has changed their formula anytime recently. So, yeah. I guess people, instead of jumping to conclusions and pointing our fingers at everybody else, sometimes we just got to take responsibility and realize that we aren't doing enough for our animals. I don't run any heat out here. I don't run any lights. As you can see, my coop, I mean, I take you guys inside my little coop all the time. You know, I'm running no additional supplements, nothing in here, right? Just as is. Actually, it's darker in here than normally is because this tarp doesn't let light through. Without the tarp, a lot of light comes through the roof here because it's just a pool liner. But my girls are happy, healthy, egg-laying machines, no problem. We've got 3 different breeds in here. We've got Rhode Island Reds, we've got Cinnamon Queens, we've got Dominiques, and I get eggs from all of them, all winter long, no problems. Like I said, I know mine are first-year layers, and that's going to affect it. But A, Tractor Supply Company doesn't produce any of the feeds, so it's not their fault. B, if it is feed issue, then you're angry at Purina. So I think we should start mass calling to complain to Purina versus complaining about Tractor Supply Company. And 3, and I'm gonna do this myself anyway, just because, I mean, we could get into a whole other video about why Tractor Supply Company should be avoided and why we should avoid all these big box stores in general and do our best to go local in every opportunity that we have, from animal feed to, you know, local produce to local goods, whatever you can find locally produced by your mom and pops. That's where we should all be buying from, and F all these big companies, really. But like I said, that's another video for another time. I'm already taking up a lot of time here. I really didn't want this to be a long, drawn-out video. So thank you so much. If you're still here with me, please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Lets me know that you guys like this kind of content and to keep covering it. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to bring you guys only facts, no opinions, no feelings. Hardcore research. I'm going to put the links in the description below to the various sources of media that I found, so you can see the copy paste news article for yourself. And I'm also going to post a blog by a really nice, knowledgeable lady. I can't remember her name right now. I am sorry for that. I'm horrible at names, but that will be in the description below. a blog post to her, and she goes over a lot of information. 15 years keeping chickens, and I think she has a lot of really good information for you guys out there wondering what might be up with your egg production. So I'm going to leave it at that. Again, thank you guys so much for joining. Drop me your experiences below. I want all the information. Are you having issues with Producer's Pride? Are you getting eggs off Producer's Pride? Have you switched to your own local feed? What do you feed your chickens? You know, the more information that we can share with each other, the better off we are at the end. You know, the only thing we can do in this life is grow, guys. So let's grow together. And with that, keep on growing, guys. I love you guys so much. And until next time, bye-bye. Okay, gonna pop back in here one more time. Wanted to bring this article to you. This is the blog I mentioned. It's Lisa Steele. Again, will be in the description. But I know not everybody wants to go read it. The article is available. So for those that just want it presented to you, let me give you the quick gist. She basically says, essentially covers first year layer exception, which is that a spring chicken will lay eggs through a first winter. So all the families who started raising chickens in the spring of 2021 during COVID started seeing eggs in late summer, and that egg production stayed constant right through until fall 2022. Then boom, their hens stopped laying. Perfectly normal, not any conspiracy there. Personally read so many comments on Facebook pages and Instagram reels by people saying my chickens are 1.5 years old, they should be in their prime laying years, it has to be the feed, when actually yes, they're in their prime years, they're in their prime laying age, but they won't lay through the winter without added light. Hens are actually most productive during year 2. Another reason why chickens might not be laying eggs this winter is they're not most productive during the second year of laying. After that, production usually slows way down, especially in the winter, dropping by 20% annually. Right? You know, chicken, she only has so many eggs in her. So, you know, let's just say that number is 100. Obviously, it's a lot more than that, but let's just say it starts at 100. You know, every year, once she starts laying, her first year, she's going to be a little more prolific. So let's say she goes through 25% her first year, right? So now she's got 75 eggs left. After that, she's gonna continue to put out the rate of 20% until she's got 0 eggs, and then, you know, so you can add light to maintain that 14-16 hours light during the winter, but just know that your chicken's gonna stop laying eggs at a younger age than she would normally with that, because you're not giving her that rest period, and you're just keeping those numbers popping out when it hits 0, it hits 0. There's no reset. So, baby chicks that were purchased during the early days of COVID in 2020 have already passed their peak laying days, and it's natural for egg production to slow down during their third and future laying seasons. And then here's where she mimics what I'm saying and what a lot of people are saying, is that hens need a balanced diet to lay eggs. Because laying takes so much energy and nutrients from a hen's body, she needs a well-balanced diet in order to be productive. Because the cost of grains and other ingredients that go into chicken layer feed have gone up in price over the last few months, it is possible that some of the feed companies have switched to lower quality ingredients in an effort to save money. This could lead to lower egg production. That's where I'm saying, you know, Producer's Pride, it's 16%, which is already bottom minimum number of protein that your chicken needs, and winter is going to intensify the number, you know, it's going to increase that. So you should be pushing for like 20% protein in the winter. Now, if Producer's Pride or Purina, in order to save money, starts cutting their sources, you know, starts getting lower quality ingredients, they didn't lower the protein, they didn't add something to it, they just tried to pinch their pennies and pass that lower quality on you. But that's why you should never rely on your bag feed. So, also choosing a cheaper feed, you know, as I, you know, admittedly did, switched from non-GMO, organic, something, nature's stuff, smelled real good. Chickens really didn't seem to care for it with all that added smell. I don't think they enjoyed it, but So I switched to the Producer's Pride to save a penny. I could certainly afford to, and now that things are kind of balancing back out on my end, I'm going to go to my local granary and my local feed mill and see what they have. And probably switch it up, not because of the Feedgate issue, but because I just think we should avoid big box stores as much as possible. Tractor Supply Company definitely has some shady aspects to them that I'm not sure I want to support. But again, not over this feed. And I think it's important that we support our local farmers, especially in a homestead, small stead type of community. The whole point is we need to, if I'm self-sufficient and you're self-sufficient, and everybody in your if everybody out in your neighborhood was self-sufficient, and we all grew a little bit of food, and somebody had chickens, and maybe somebody had goats, and somebody else has rabbits, and everybody grows a couple veggies, before you know it, your whole neighborhood is feeding the next neighborhood over because you guys have too much food. So the best way to help each other is to take care of yourself. Start with yourself, and once you're not relying on others, then you can provide for others. Another factor that could be contributing to lower egg production could be the feeding of scratch grain or cracked corn instead of balanced layer feed. Scratch grains are a popular winter chicken treat among backyard chicken keepers because they provide energy and fat to keep the chickens warm, but since it's not nutritionally balanced, it should be limited to no more than 10% of a hen's diet. Overfeeding scratch grains could contribute to lower egg production. Without adequate levels of protein and calcium, hens aren't going to be very good layers. Relating back to conspiracy theories, people are claiming that they have switched feeds and now the chickens are laying again. There could be two reasons for this. One, the chicken feed they switched to could be better quality, therefore giving their hens the things they need. Or two, the days are already getting longer. So by, it went from 5 o'clock dark not that long ago, 5:30 dark, and now it's like 6:15, 6:20 that I go out to put the chickens to bed at night. So yeah, definitely. Again, she covers water. If you're not making sure that your water's unfrozen and that your chicks or your hens have a constant source of water, they need water to produce eggs. Eggs are like 75% water, as is most living things. So without that access to water constantly, then you're going to see a drop. Hens could have their molt, the extreme cold. There could be rodents in the coop eating eggs. There's no other food out in the winter, so if you have those kind of problems, maybe you're not noticing that you have rodents or something that are coming in and stealing the eggs, or the hens are eating their own eggs out of boredom, or trying to seek that protein that you're not providing them, or that the lower quality feed isn't providing them. So they're just eating their own eggs, and they're gonna eat all of it, so you'll never know it was there. So there's a lot of seasonal factors that can contribute, which is essentially what her blog covers, and then I'm gonna put that in the description below for you guys.